Chests. We all know them, we all love them. We all know what you try to hide in them so very desperately. Our favorite characters love to open them with their hands, with a kick, or with Chests are amazing, and also very handy for anyone trying to store anything, anywhere. And the same goes for chests in video games. Chests are all over our favorite medium, and I'm confident when I say that every gamer can think of a few memorable video game chests at the top of their head. They allow you to safely deposit your gear, your loot, and even other chests that are the same size as the one you're putting them in. Explain that, science. So today I wanted to take a minute to talk about this surprisingly interesting history of digital storing furniture. Chapter 1. What are chests? Chests are large storage boxes, often made from oak, though other woods were also popular in different regions and different points in time, like walnut in France and poplar or pine in many parts of what is now Germany. Their history, though, starts somewhere else entirely, and way earlier. About 3,000 years ago, the Egyptians had figured out how to build big boxes with joints to open the lid. In fact, the sarcophagi would technically also count as a chest, the only difference being their shape and contents. European examples include the trunks built by the Saxons of the British Isles, though their contents were much more on the practical side. The design, their design are Great Summary of England. Over time, the people, especially the wealthy ones, started to decorate their chests, to make them not only a part of the room, but a part of the room's decor. And that's it. Even modern chests barely differ in how they're made and how they are used. Which brings us to Chapter 2. What are all these chests doing here? Chests in video games have been around almost as long as video games have themselves. Especially in old RPGs, they are everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And yeah, what are all these chests doing here, just lying about on a remote island or the depth of a beast-ridden cave? Well, in rare cases, they actually serve a purpose in storytelling. They might contain pieces of lore, like texts, or maybe the item that you came here to obtain. This segues into the other, more popular use of the chest, the game design. Chests are thrown into the dungeons to keep the player invested. Every chest is a mystery about what it contains, so you go from chest to chest, deeper and deeper into the dungeons. And what do you encounter there? The dungeon boss, and what is he likely to drop or present to you? A chest with a new item or weapon in it. In this case especially, the chest is also always a reward, placed here to tell you, you did well. You earned this. You'll never escape this place. What? Hello? Help me, please? You know, this is actually a great transition to Chapter 3. Mimics. The history of the mimic is surprisingly long, but before we go into that, what is a mimic? A mimic is a mob, a monster, an enemy, something that you fight. Though it doesn't look hostile on the first glance, it disguises itself as part of the surrounding. They are pretty much the predecessors to prop hunt. The mimics were probably not invented, but definitely popularized by the Dungeons & Dragons co-creator Gary Gygax. That is his real actual name, by the way, in 1974. He later gave a better description of them in the Dungeons & Dragons Monsters Manual in 1977. And after that, the creator of the Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms campaign, Ed Greenwood, compiled the ecology of the mimic, with scattered pieces of lore and stuff that he made up himself. Popular mimics from video game history include those from Ultima from 1980, the base of any mimic. Chests, evil, bad. Other examples though, like luggage from Discworld in 1995, acted like a companion to the player. They were smart, witty even, and could hold up a conversation. After all, the label of chest but bad were only given to the mimics because of technical limitations of their time. The evolution of computers and technology allowed for more nuanced examples, like luggage. However, in Baldur's Gate from 1998, they went back to Evil Box, though this was probably due to their design philosophy and the mindset of going back to the basics of Dungeons & Dragons. Over time, the mimics were closer and closer associated with themes like greed and riches, because chest. the dungeon boss Avarice from Titan Souls solidifies exactly that. That's it. A big chest surrounded by riches. The mimics were also often part of a risk and reward system. Do you dare to approach this chest? It might contain a treasure, or a magnificent weapon, or death? The most popular video game mimic from our time originate from Dark Souls. In fact, they combine old school traits of the mimic, like weakness to fire and the overall design philosophy, with newer traits, like the themes of greed and riches. The idea of the mimic, luring a player in, promising reward, only to then have a monster spring out, was later adapted in modern evolutions, like the anglerfish from Shovel Knight or the man-eater from Dragon's Dogma. Though Ed Greenwood himself says, that is not a mimic, this is an ambush predator. You know what also isn't a mimic? Yes, I couldn't come up with a better transition. Chapter 4. The best chest. For this segment I've compiled my 5 favorite chests, listed in no particular order. The Foldables from Borderlands. These chests are extremely satisfying on 2 levels. 1, they contain some of the many awesome weapons in Borderlands games, and 2, they fold, so they give each opening a sense of theatricality. Doubleables from Minecraft. Minecraft chests are pretty much the definition of iconic video game chests, and they have a very cool ability. You see, when you put 2 chests next to each other, they fuse together to make one big chest. Now it's like one iconic chest, but double! And double the room means double the foon, or something. The Sunken Treasure Chest from The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. Not only do these chests look great and reward you with cash money or new parts for your ship, they also come with a minigame that can get pretty challenging at times, so every new chest feels very much earned. Chests in the Current from Super Mario 64. The chests in the Current from the Dire Dog stage in Mario 64 might not look particularly interesting, but they have so much going for them. They release breathable air, which in an almost entirely underwater stage is pretty handy, I would say. They reward you with a star, and the song that plays in the Dire Dogs is enough to make any chest the best chest. The Companion Cube. Portal series. I know what you're thinking. Is the Companion Cube really a chest? Well, they do look exactly like the storage boxes from Aperture. Unlike the other chests though, they aren't defined by what's in them. The Companion Cube is a friend, a partner, for the hellish tests made by GLaDOS, providing us with at least a little bit of friendly interaction. I don't know what's in the cube, and I don't want to know. Though, now that I think about it, where are the other test subjects from the lab? And why's the achievement I get for burning the cube named after the act of killing your own brother? What are you, Companion Cube? Companion Cube? Well, I guess that leaves me with nothing else to say. So there you have it. If you've something to suggest, like other video gaming things you'd like to know more about, please leave a comment. And until the next video is out, I'm gonna go hide before another one of those mimics gets